Hey everyone, I am here with Jason, and we are doing an interview for our one-on-one and one-shot for new and old players. So, how's it going, Jason?
Good, good. How's life been with you?
Not bad, not bad. So, tell me, whereabouts are you from?
I am born and raised in New Orleans, although I did move to Atlanta post-college to break into film and television.
That's awesome. I got married in New Orleans.
Oh, nice. What part of the city?
Audubon Park.
Okay. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
commonplace. Okay. Wonderful
Yeah.
place.
What do you do for a living? What's your vocation?
Currently I work in IT for a company that creates automated sports cameras for high schools. So we stream nationwide various high school and sometimes middle school level sports.
Oh, very nice. And so, what are your hobbies?
I am a writer by trade. A lot of the time, I've been writing. I've been working on trying to get a podcast series, a scripted podcast series, up and running, as well as various other media projects. I am a heavy, avid reader. The current book I'm going through is Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett.
Oh my god, I love Terry Pratchett. I'm going through the
Wonderful
Rinceworld's
man.
series right now. That's awesome.
Um, and lately it's been like watching shows while I paint minis, or just kicking back playing games. I am working through my massive backlog right now, and just trying to knock out game by game and be like, okay, what's next?
Of course. Now, what board games or roleplay games have you been exposed to so far?
Okay, we got D&D 5th edition, 4th edition, because I was curious and wanted to do a project focusing on edition differences. Pathfinder 1st and 2nd, Call of Cthulhu 7th, Starfinder. I've been trying to get someone to play City of Mists with me, but that one's a little weird, especially with character creation, just because it's super open-ended. Um, Cyberpunk Red, and I've dabbled in 2020,
Okay.
and Vaesen, Alien the role-playing game, and Vampire the Masquerade. I think it's 5th edition. It's the book I have.
Awesome. I have a few players that really love their Starfinder campaign.
It's super fun. It's in terms of like just setting, it's probably my favorite system on the market right now.
Okay. Awesome. Leading into this question, what do you think about D&D 5e?
I like it. As a DM, I think it's probably my best because one, I am super familiar with it. I've been playing it for probably going on 5 years at this point. So I've gotten a super familiarity with the rules. I particularly like being able that it's an open-ended system. There's not a thing that is rigid enough to where it tells you no, you can't do it, but there is something to it that is open-ended. For me, like the biggest complaint for 5th edition for me has usually been that as a player, I feel like after about third level for some of the classes, maybe fifth, it starts to feel like your decision making is done, unless you're a heavy spellcaster who swaps things out.
All right. Now, when were you first exposed to D&D? Do you remember?
Sophomore year of college. Sophomore year of college. One of my roommates happened to have the player's handbook and didn't have a game going on, and me and a couple he asked if any of us were interested in it. And I was like, yeah, sure. Nobody else wanted to be the DM, so
Of
being that I
course.
was a writing major, they were like, yeah, go ahead and do it. And I was like, all right. Most of that campaign was throwing mud at the wall to see what sticks.
Of course. That's always how it is. No one ever wants to DM. All right. So for this one shot, have you thought about what kind of a class you want to play?
I have. Honestly, usually when I am a player, I play full casters. I might move away from that and do something else. I'm thinking about probably going barbarian, depending on the level. What level are we going at?
We'll probably start at level 2.
Level two? Okay.
Yeah. Because we're going to be playing with a lot of new people, so I don't want to overload them with too much. But I think level 2 is a good start because it's you're a little bit more in depth into your class by then. All right, so barbarian, awesome. Now let's see. I don't. Barbarian won't get their subclass until third level. But if you had to
Yeah.
choose a particular subclass that you enjoy, what would you say is your favorite?
Let's see. Let's see. I think Path of the Ancestral Guardian seems really cool, and Storm. No, is it Totem Warrior or Storm Herald that I'm thinking of? Storm Herald or Path of Wild Magic. Those are the three that interest me the most out of Barbarian because that's a class I just haven't played. So I was like, yeah, sure, this will be a fun one to mess around with.
Okay. And what draws you to the barbarian? Taking little damage, dealing a lot of damage. What do you think?
Lack of spellcasting. Every class I have played
Of
has had
course.
is the spellcaster. I am always like the full caster of the group. I'm not. I don't think I've ever played the full healer. I've usually been more area control. So I think playing like a full-on frontline tank because my current warlock in Curse of Strahd sits in the back with Eldritch Blast unless I need to get up close and personal for a certain spell like Avard's Black Tentacles or Mental Prison or something.
Of course.
So I think being someone who's up close and in the fight it would just be a good change of pace for me.
All right. Awesome. Uh, have you ever heard of maneuvers? Have you ever used that in your game?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about those?
Interesting. We don't use them a ton, but I'm open to being a bit more experimental with them and trying them out a bit more.
Okay. I would love to have you as a guinea pig. Your experience with the game. If you are interested, I can give you a few maneuvers for your barbarian to have, just so if you want to try something really cool, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, yeah.
All right. And so, would your barbarian be, a typical angry barbarian, or would you have a soft side? Where would you draw your inspiration for this barbarian from in terms of character play?
Organization. Are you familiar with the Wheel of Time series?
I am. Yes.
I really like Perrin's arc. I'm only at book. I just finished book 3 in December.
Okay.
That's where I am in the series. But I like his arc of does he want to pick up a blade, or a weapon, a hammer? And I would like a barbarian that's very much. They've decided that they have to, but they're not happy that they have to. They're defending their homeland, and they're the only one who has the might to do it, but they're not happy that they're the one who had to step up to that ring
Okay. What
or step
about
into that ring.
what about like just strangers? Let's say a town is under attack. Why would your barbarian want to help? Would he feel that kinship with them?
Yes.
Okay.
If there was no one else to help them, that's the type of thing like it's not what I intend, but I will go in and I will do it.
Okay. Awesome. What kind of a weapon do you think you'll wield?
Probably a great sword, I think.
Nice.
Great sword or long sword.
All right. And let's see. What would your character's hobbies be, if they had any? What would they like to do in their off time?
I think a wood carver. Something that lets them use essentially a smaller version of their tool of destruction, but to create.
Interesting. All right. I like the sounds of this. All right. Well, that's pretty much all the questions that we have for today. But I will get you all ready for the one-on-one, and then we'll jump into the one-shot in a little bit. Thank you so much for coming here.
Cool. Thank you.
How's it going? So we played a game. What did you think?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed being a martial class for possibly the first time. I think it was the first time, actually.
Okay, and you got a chance to look at the maneuvers, I think, for a little bit. Did you?
Yes, I looked around them. I read some of the ones because I think we just used, what was it, first level or basic?
Yeah,
So yeah, I looked around at them. I might implement them going forward. I might have to dig a little bit because I'm digging through a lot of other RPGs
of course.
right now and kind of picking and choosing different ideas from them.
Okay, awesome. So tell us about the character that you made. Did you? I don't remember what we chose for your first interview, but what did you end up making for your game?
I made a I believe it was Primal Path Barbarian. Let me see if I have it still. It's somewhere, but yeah, Primal Path Barbarian, great sword user. an old grizzled war veteran who used wood carving tools as kind of a way to take that hard edge of combat and skills with a bladed or a sharp edged thing and turned it into a way to create something.
Yeah, it was excellent. And so do you think you would ever play this character again? Did you think they were fun for the time being, or do you think that you'd move
It was fun for the time being. If I did play them again, I would probably maybe fill it out a little bit more because it was very much like a spur of the moment thought process for the character's backstory. So I'd probably do a little bit more because the family was just kind of a nebulous. Yeah, they existed at least.
on? Yeah. Of course, yeah. Of course, these things are really small and short, so there wasn't too much we could do. But what would you say was your least favorite part about the session?
Um. Hmm.
This is a good thing that you're pausing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I would probably say the part in not like the fight in town, but like the interacting with people. It might have just been because I didn't know my character super well and hadn't had time to kind of grow into him. But it felt like a little stiff, I think would be the right word for it.
Okay, no, that's great feedback. Absolutely. All right, so then what was your favorite moment of the session?
I really liked the opening where I found the warg not on the side of the road, but like underneath a tree and trying to figure out exactly what happened to it, whether it was, attacked by another wild animal, whether it was the gnolls that attacked it, or if it was some other person who attacked it, things like that. I thought that was a good way to lead in and kind of tie it into, because I know you did other sessions with other people, and tie it into theirs as well.
Yeah, a little bit of mystery to start you off. And do you have a favorite NPC from the session that you can remember?
Not really, because I didn't interact with I don't think I ever interacted with anybody who had a distinct name beyond some of the barkeeps. The only person I distinctly remember was the woman who looked like she had mascara running down her face, and I think that was another player.
That was indeed, yep. And which pillar did you enjoy the most? The roleplay, the combat, or the exploration?
I prefer exploration. I like the exploration of this one. Combat adding maneuvers gave me a little more depth to it, but I don't think we had not having the full range of them, just having the kind of the basic ones. I think is like okay, they're useful. It was a good way to use your bonus action because early level barbarians don't have a lot they can do besides rage. I think.
Yeah, excellent. And so I know that you are a veteran player, but would you ever play 5e ever again?
Yeah, I love 5e to death. I have my qualms with it, but it is a very good system, and it is a very good starter system. Um, I mean, I pull things from other games to put into 5e because it's. Me and my friends have usually described it as modular.
Yeah, that's a
Is
great
the best
explanation.
one. It's easy to hack something into it. Yeah, there are other games like if I wanted to run, not Celestial. Call of Cthulhu. If I wanted to run Cosmic Horror, that's the word I'm thinking of.
Of course.
If I wanted to run Cosmic Horror, I think, like Call of Cthulhu has a bit better like meat to it for that, but you can put that into D&D if you want.
And if you had a friend who had never played before, how would you describe D&D 5e and how would you sell it to them to get them to play? What would you say?
Imagine if Lord of the Rings was a bunch of people sitting around a table and doing improv theater for 4 hours at a time.
That seems relatively accurate. All right. And where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TheRealJBrem, or Concerned Whale Productions is the main group. I'm just one of the guys who runs it. So either one of those, you'll find me doing something or other.
All right, so that will be in the link in the description below, so it will definitely be there. So if you want to check that out, be sure to. And thank you so much. I really appreciate your input, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, see you around.
All right, see you around.